Hey there, it's Coach Patrick from Marathon Nation, home of the Smarter, Faster Runner. You can find us online at marathonnation.us, where you can download lots of free resources like training plans, books, seminars, and more, and submit your questions for me to answer here in the weekly Coach video/podcast. This week, I'm answering one of several questions from our friend Missy Lanfier, I believe is how I say your last name. And Missy was specifically asking in her first question about how to add workouts like muscle confusion into her training plan when she does those workouts, which are very popular now, sort of along the same lines of the P90X strategy of training, that she's sore for multiple days afterwards, whereas when she runs, she's only sore for a brief period of time. She's trying to figure out, she asked me, should I or should I not include those in my training? Well, there's a couple different things. Let's be clear. A training workout such as muscle confusion is much more about fitness than it is about training for a specific event. So people don't do muscle confusion workouts to prepare for a marathon. Yeah, muscle confusion is a style of workouts that will build your fitness, and that fitness may or may not help you as you train for a marathon, but you absolutely have to run. You have to do specific run training and so on to be ready for a marathon or half marathon or what have you. So when I look at these muscle confusion type workouts, they are fun. They are super exciting. They're challenging, and they represent a neat way for you to kind of build your fitness outside of the traditional, like, put on my watch, start my watch, run around the block, stop my watch, there's my workout, which can get monotonous and sometimes boring if you don't have goals or if you don't have people to train with and so on. So from a fun, sort of general wellness perspective, I think those workouts are great. I think they're also good for you to kind of break up the status quo and maybe do something a little different. What's challenging about them is exactly what you noted, in that after you do a challenging workout, like a P90X or whatever methodology is you're using, you're sore for several days afterwards, and that's totally normal. As a runner/triathlete myself, I'm really good at going forward and backwards. But when I play basketball or soccer and I have to go laterally, I'm sore for days afterwards because it's super sore. I don't ever use those muscles to move laterally. And as a result, I'm very sore. And so you sort of have to play out how you want that to work for you. So in my world, I'm happy to engage in those kind of activities outside of my more focused training period. So for me, for example, I'm not really training hard between October and February of each year. So between October and February, I've got 5 months where I can do kind of whatever I want. Do more yoga, I can do stuff like this P90X or muscle confusion. I can explore other sports or things I want to be a part of. But when I get in season and I'm more focused on racing and results and time, I dial those commitments down. In my case, I do a very short body weight routine 3 times a week with push-ups and sit-ups and planks and so on, and some stretch cord work to keep up my basic functional strength while I engage in more running. So the overall total training time across my year, from week to week or month to month, stays relatively the same except for some peak weeks. But I just shift the percentage of what I'm doing, and in the off-season time, I've got a larger percentage, say 30%, doing more type muscle confusion work like you've mentioned, whereas in season that work is severely diminished. Because what really happens is I can't run well on Wednesday because Monday's workout is still in my legs and is still hurting me and impeding my ability to train. So while I encourage you to engage in new forms of training that are fun, exciting, and social, I think you should also need to balance those against what your goals are on training a race day. And if your goal is really to be fit for the summer and to look awesome in a bathing suit, which is a goal that many of us have, I share that goal, then maybe those type of workouts are important to you and you want to keep that because they're going to help you stay fit and toned and so on. But if your goal is to be fast in your race or to beat a previous time or whatever, you have to spend more time doing that type of training and as a result, mix things up. Another option for you is to maybe even consider throwing some fun events in the calendar. There's crazy events out there now like Tough Mudders and many other events that require varying degrees of fitness and skill and strength outside of just being a runner. And if you're doing an event like that, then you kind of need to involve some other training in your regime to make sure that you're fit enough to accomplish that event. And so I would look beyond just a single workout, either tie it into a race or put it into a part of your year where it's not going to really impact your specific running goals but allows you to stay fit and have fun. All right? I hope that really helps you out, Missy. I've got your other questions coming. I'll answer those soon enough. Thanks so much for submitting your question. Remember, all of you can submit your questions and download over 11 free resources on our website at marathonnation.us. This is Coach Patrick signing off. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great day and enjoy your run.